While all the planets in the solar system have been deeply studied, Mars seems to be very sought after. Perhaps it is because of how similar it is to planet Earth. Whatever the reason is, there is a lot to learn and know about the Red Planet. Several years ago, I went up to Joseph, Oregon to stay with my family for a few days. It's very far away from any other city, and therefore the night sky was very bright. Hundreds of thousands of stars were visible, and as a stargazer, I just loved it. I was using an app on my uncle's phone which allowed you to point at a certain place in the sky, and it would tell you what star or what object that was. As I pointed near the horizon, it pointed out Mars. I looked, and sure enough, I saw a bright orange dot. I was so amazed. Well, Mars is the red planet after all. Known since the ancient days, Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, with an average distance of 142 million miles away. It is named after the Roman god of war, Ares in Greek. Mars has a diameter slightly larger than 4,200 miles. This makes Mars the second smallest planet. A day on Mars is around 24 hours and 40 minutes, making it just barely longer than a day on Earth. A year on Mars is around 1.88 Earth years. Like all of the other planets, Mars is tilted on an axis. Its tilt is around 25 degrees, 2 more degrees than Earth. Because its tilt is so similar to Earth, it also has seasons like Earth does. As if all of this isn't similar enough to Earth, Mars's formation was also at the exact same time as Earth's, nearly 4.5 billion years ago. It is believed that Mars formed relatively quick, only a few 100,000 years, while Earth took over 100 million years to form. Mars's surface contains rocks, canyons, mountains, ice, and volcanoes, very similar to Earth. The soil and sand that cover Mars make it look red, thus earning its nickname, the Red Planet. Several geological features of Mars especially stand out. One of them is the volcano Olympus Mons. It is 403 miles wide and is 3 times higher than Mount Everest. Take a look at this for size comparison. Another famous landmark is the canyon Valles Marineris. It stretches 2,500 miles, about the same length of the United States. It is 3 times deeper than the Grand Canyon. Like Earth and Venus, Mars has intense weather. The dust storms on that planet can last for weeks, and the clouds can be 3,000 feet high, often containing lightning. Since the 1960s, astronomers have been sending rovers down to Mars to map its surface. Some of the discoveries that these rovers made were shocking and have made scientists wonder whether there is or ever was life on Mars.
More recent space probes have taken pictures of strangely shaped rocks and landforms. Scientists think that the only thing that could have created these strange shapes was water. They now believe that there was an abundant amount of water on the planet in the past.
It is believed that if there is any water left on Mars, it is underneath the surface.
In the 70s, one of the probes took some pictures of Mars and found something very interesting. It was a landform that looked like a human face. A lot of people took this as a sign that there was life on Mars. However, it was later revealed that it was the sunlight that cast a shadow on that landform that made it look like a face.
There are also plenty of differences between Earth and Mars, one of which is the atmosphere. While Earth's atmosphere is mostly made of nitrogen, Mars's atmosphere is mostly made of carbon dioxide,
and traces of few other elements.
meaning that if we were to land on Mars, we would most certainly need a spacesuit to breathe. Mars's atmosphere also makes the sunsets on that planet look blue.
While Earth's core contains iron and nickel, Mars does have iron, but does not have nickel, and probably has lighter elements instead. Mars's gravity is also much weaker than Earth's. If Earth's gravity equaled 1, then Mars would equal 0.38. Mars is also much colder than Earth. While Earth has an average temperature of around 59 degrees Fahrenheit, Mars has an average temperature of minus 81 degrees Fahrenheit. If there is life on Mars, then it is not like the life on Earth. Mars has two potato-shaped moons that orbit around it, Deimos and Phobos. Just over 5,800 miles away from Mars, Phobos is the larger of the two moons, just barely under 17 miles across. It takes less than 8 hours to complete an orbit. Deimos is the smaller of the two moons and is located just under 14,600 miles away from Mars. It is only 9 miles across and takes over 30 hours to orbit around Mars. On clear, starry nights, Mars can easily be spotted, shining bright orange in color. Well, today, all we can do is look up at the sky or send probes. The time is not far off when we will be able to travel to that planet ourselves, and perhaps one day learn all of the secrets, including the biggest one, whether there is life on that planet.